Hello, Ride of Your Life Ministries. It is I, Donnie, with this week's episode of the Ride of Your Life podcast. Not the Ride of Your Life podcast. It is the Ride of Your Life podcast. Just like the Ohio State Buckeyes, which, I'm not a fan. But regardless, welcome to this week's episode of the podcast. Our original plans for this week's episode have changed. And here's a little story for you. But first, let's roll the intro music. Hit it! Alright, so our original plan for this week's episode of the podcast was to record it live at Kings Island to give all the final details for this week's meetup, which we'll talk about later in the episode. But when Ryan and I went to the park last night, that is Tuesday, June 13th. I had to look at my calendar. My days are mixed up. But we were planning on recording last night at the park. I really didn't look at the weather fully and closely. So it was a little bit cloudy when I was driving to the park. It started sprinkling where I live, and I'm like, okay, hopefully by Kings Island it's a lot better. As I get to the park, it's very windy, almost dark, and this, mind you, is about 5:30. So I give it the benefit of the doubt. We're going to record this. We're going to have a fun time with this episode and kind of talk and walk the park with these different locations that we're going to go for the meetup. Nope. God had other plans. We ended up getting a shower out at Kings Island last night. So we went to the brew house for dinner. We got our clucks and barrels there at the brew house, which if you have not been to the brew house at Kings Island, you're missing out on probably the best food at the park. But regardless, we're there at the the brew house, just eating our meal, and we look out the window, and it is a monsoon out there. It is just pouring rain, very windy. People were rushing into the brew house to get away from the rain, but so the thought of recording our original plan, which was to include a corresponding vlog type video, did not come to fruition. So this evening we are just doing our typical vlog, or not vlog, but podcast. And I am going solo this week. I am once again solo. And that is because Ryan started a new job today as of this recording. And it went a little bit longer than expected. So, so you are all stuck with me this week. But I'm going to go over a few things just about the weekend and just what's been going on with Ride of Your Life Ministry. So, without further ado, let's get started with the awesome thing that's happening this weekend. Not only is our meetup, but SpiritSong is finally back at Kings Island. We are so excited for this. Out of all the Cedar Fair parks this season, we are the ones to get our Christian music festival back. And after the hiatus of the pandemic in 2022, none of the parks had a formed Christian music festival. Last year we did get Skillet and Jordan St. Cyr at Kings Island, but we didn't have SpiritSong. So to have this as the first Cedar Fair park to bring it back, and maybe the only one, I don't know what the plans are for Premier Productions and Cedar Fair. I don't know that relationship, but I'm so glad we have it back. And today, when this podcast episode releases, it is Thursday, June 15th, the kickoff of the 2023 SpiritSong at Kings Island. We're so glad it's back. And today, the artists that will be performing at 4 o'clock, or starting at 4 o'clock, are Ben Fuller, Kane, Lecrae, and Mr. Crowder himself, David Crowder. So they're performing tonight. Tomorrow, which Kenzie and I will be attending, on Friday, June 16th, is Stephen Stanley, Katie Nicole, uh, Torrin Wells, and Toby Mack. So great lineup there. I'm so excited for this. Kinsey and I are so pumped. We're going to spend the whole day at the park, just as a little mini vacation there. Enjoy the rides and the food and all that of the park, but ultimately get that concert that we're so excited for. And a little fun fact for all those who are listening for the first time or haven't really followed along with Epic Destinations, or as we were known as the Islanders, but SpiritSong was actually Kinsey and I's one of our first dates. So we started dating in 2018, and SpiritSong was one of our first dates. And that year we had, for King and Country, Joel Smallbone's wife's group, Trala, John Christ, David Crowder, and Zach Williams. That was a huge lineup for the first year that I attended there. So this is a staple for us. So every time the park has a Christian music festival, whether it's SpiritSong or whatever it may be, we try to make it out to that just for memory's sake and just for a little tradition. So SpiritSong has a special place in my heart. Not only is it a park that I've grown up going to my whole life, but this music festival, just means so much to us as well. So that is the Friday lineup. And Saturday, June 17th, to wrap up this awesome weekend of SpiritSong, we have starting off, I'm not 100% sure about the first artist's name. I know his last name is O'Brien. I forget his first name. I'm sorry to whoever the artist is. It's not a very well-known one. But he's opening up at that evening's concert. And then we have KB, which is a really good Christian rapper there. I've seen him numerous times at Winter Jam. Great guy. Loves the Lord and shares the gospel with his stuff. Then we have the Newsboys, which is surprising if they're not headlining. But they are opening for Skillet. So Skillet's the headliner for Saturday night at SpiritSong and closing out the first SpiritSong in its return. So I'm hoping and praying that the park and the Lord, I guess, bring this back year after year. It just means so much that this music is pumping at the park. So you're able to hear all the music from Timberwolf out in the park. And I think it goes as far as almost Adventureport Fest House area. So the gospel's being spread at Kings Island, and I love that. And hopefully the Lord opens doors of opportunity in the future to where Ride of Your Life can do something with that. But that's all the Lord's hands. And time will only tell as well for that. But yeah, we're so excited for this weekend. I believe Ryan and Leah will be there every single night of SpiritSong. But this year, Kinsey and I just decided to go Friday night. Personally, that's the only night that we thought had a really solid lineup. I know they got great artists each night, but this is our favorite artist. If we had to pick one, it would be Friday night. So we will be there this Friday for SpiritSong. So yeah, but now on to the other exciting news about this weekend. Not only is SpiritSong taking place, but this Saturday, June 17th, 2023, is the very first Ride of Your Life meetup. And again, it's at our home park, Kings Island. So we're launching this first ever meetup at Kings Island. And in the future, we hope to do more at different parks. But again, time will tell. As the Lord leads, we'll possibly go to other parks and do a meetup with everybody. And just to, again, give back to you all. Just thank you all so much for your support and your love for this ministry. And just share our heart with you all and what God's doing here at Ride of Your Life Ministries. So if you are at Kings Island or in the area, we'd love to see you at the park this Saturday. Again, that is June 17th, and we will be meeting at Tower Gardens at 11 a.m. This ticket is, or there's not a ticket for this meetup, but you have to get in the park with a ticket. So, and I do want to put this disclaimer out there too. This meetup is not sponsored by Kings Island, Cedar Fair, Premier Productions, SpiritSong, or any other affiliate. This is all done by Ride of Your Life Ministries. Just, again, a way for us to meet you all, put a name with a face or a face with a name, and just to just meet you all and spend some time together and just have a time of fellowship with each other. So the itinerary for this weekend, just to go over that real quick, we will be starting off again in Tower Gardens at 11 a.m. We're going to meet there. We got some special giveaways for you all there, so you'll have to show up for that. It's going to be awesome, trust me. And then we're just going to share our vision for the ministry, just thank you all, and just get to fellowship together a little bit. And then we will head off to our first ride of the day together as a team, and that is to the racer. And hopefully, fingers crossed, both sides are running. So we could do a friendly little competition there, red versus blue. We'll see which side, if one or two sides are open, and we'll just base it off of that. But following the racer, we're going to head on over to the brand new Adventure Port and ride Adventure Express together. And I will say this too, we're going to wait just like everyone else. We're not going to get any special access to these rides. We're going to play it fair, and we're not going to demand a special spot. We're just going to go wherever the ride attendant sends us to, and we'll enjoy it together. Whether we have to take one or two trains, however they decide to split us up, we'll do that. And I also want to say this, and I'll mention it again probably later in this episode, but at this meetup, I want us to represent the Lord well, first and foremost, and we don't want to put a bad name to him and other believers. So when we are at this meetup, please have a good testimony. Please represent Christ. So no cussing, no line jumping, nothing that would go against, first off, the park's rules. We are to obey those that have rule over us, and that in this case is the park. So we're going to abide by all the rules. We're not going to do anything that brings reproach to Christ's name. So we're going to honor him in this day, and we're going to have a fun time. We're going to have a good time at the park, but we're going to be smart at the park. So just remember that. So with these rides, we're just going to do however the ride attendants see fit for us. So after those rides, we're going to head off to lunch at Coney Barbecue. I know we mentioned Grain and Grill originally, but we thought it'd be smart to stay over in that little general area for lunch. So we're heading over to Coney Barbecue, and we're going to eat on the patio or underneath the little awning there by the carousel, just wherever we can fit each other or fit our group in. And we're going to eat there. And we don't have any vouchers or anything like that. So if you have the meal plan, you can use that there, or just purchase your own lunch, or just sit with us, and we'll all hang out together and fellowship there. But once that's done, we'll go and get a group photo, and that is to be determined. We're hoping to get it by the front sign with the Eiffel Tower in the background, but again, we'll see how things are and make that call by there. But we are going to get a group photo at some point there. But that's a basic rundown of the itinerary, and that is subject to change. And you might be thinking, with all the crazy Ohio weather this week, we've had, like I said, monsoons, we had rain, showers, all that craziness. If it were to rain, or if weather were to act crazy, we are still having the meetup, but here is option B. So this is our backup plan. If it rains, we are going to meet at the first aid area. So if you're going into the park, you're going to take a right and head towards Boo Blasters. And as soon as you come around that corner, past Sweet Spot, you'll see the first aid area. We're going to meet underneath that little shaded area. And just again, do everything that we planned on doing with the Tower Gardens area. We're going to meet over there. And instead of Racer and Adventure Express, we're going to make our way over to Boo Blasters and have a friendly competition at Boo Blasters to see who gets the highest score. So, and again, that's all based off of the ride operators and how they plan to split us up there. So we'll do that. And then we will go next door. Here's the fun part. We're going to go to the Peanut Show Place and get a photo there. Who knows? With Snoopy, I don't know. Yeah, so with Snoopy or just a backdrop or whatever, we'll get a photo in a covered area. um, so they have some nice photo ops in there. We'll get a picture in front of the step repeat background or whatever. I don't know. We'll see there. But then we'll have lunch at the Brew House, one of our favorite spots. We'll grab a few tables there and eat in a nice covered area. And here's the trick. So after we're done eating at the Brew House, we're going to make a little trip in the rain, if it rains, over to the Kings Island Theater for a showing of Phantom Theater Encore. So just another added bonus there, something to add on to our itinerary if it rains. So again, if it rains, plan B, we are going to meet at First Aid out in that little covered area, then go into Boo Blasters, and then a group photo in the Peanuts show place, and then lunch at Brew House, and then a showing of Phantom Theater. So we're hoping and praying that the weather's fine and we stick with our original plans of Tower Gardens, Racer, Adventure Express, Coney Barbecue, and Photo Op. But we'll see how the Lord leads in that day. And we'll just do whatever we can. And we're going to have the meetup, rain or shine. We got a backup plan if the weather is crazy. So that is this weekend for the meetup. So again, we hope to see you there. Again, we just want to do this as a way to give back to you all, just for your love and support. We just want to give back to you to say thank you and just to spend some time with you and let you know that we all do care about you and we love you. So that is the meetup this weekend. And that's really our episode today to cover the basics of that. But I do want to just give you an update on Ride for Life, what's going on with us. As a little heads up, we are going to take a break from the podcast in the month of July, but come back strong in August with some really cool content. We're so excited. We're reformatting the show. We got a whole new plan for it, and we kind of looked back at some of the things that worked and didn't work with the first season. But we're so excited for season 2. We got some interviews in mind that we're hoping to do. We're going to get the rest of the team on here, do some fun episodes that may include a video portion going to our YouTube channel and social media. So we're excited to share more information about that as time can only tell, and technology and all that fun stuff. But and for those who've asked about these episodes coming out as video format, it's a lot of work. So, and this not being a full-time job for me and just having a life outside of work and Ride for Life, it's a lot more time to produce a full, well-produced episode done in video form. But hopefully with the new format that we're going to try in season 2, we might be able to do it a little bit better. But with season 1, we're getting a fresh new start with the podcast, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. And quite honestly, there have been a lot of edits in these episodes, so you can easily tell where it's broken up. But we want to make it as clean and presentable as we can, and we want to give you all the best product we can. So again, during our off season, or off month, we're going to reevaluate it and fix it to give you the best Ride for Life podcast we can. And we're so excited for what's ahead with the Ride for Life podcast. So that's for Ride for Life podcast. We're also working on some brand new content for the page. The team and I will be meeting here soon to discuss some things coming up, both as far as social media content, video content, and some other little things we want to do at the ministry and be able to reach people for Christ through Ride for Life. So stay tuned for that. I'm sure that'll be episode 1 of season 2. So we'll talk more about that then. Other news for Ride for Life Ministries, you can check out our shop, RideForLifeShop.com. We are going to put out some more designs here soon, kind of switch some in and out here and there, and just offer some new things for you to help spread the gospel and help bring awareness to Right of Your Life Ministries. So stay tuned for that, and we'll announce more on social media when we do put new designs out. The most recent design we put on there is a Rock the Smokies shirt with the phrase on it, I choose my Jesus. So the two headliners for Rock the Smokies are for King and Country and Wilson. So they'll be headlining that, and I took took one song from each artist. I choose Joy, and then My Jesus. So I choose my Jesus. So there's that shirt, and on the back it has the artist that will be there. That's available on the Right of Your Life shop. We have that Coaster Nerd merch, Epic Destinations, and Christian Coaster merch on there that you can have available to you. And with that being said, the SpiritSong 2023 shirt will be leaving soon. We'll give it till the end of the month, free to purchase, and then we're taking it away in July to make way for more designs coming to the site. So stay tuned for that. And if you want to grab yourself a SpiritSong 2023 shirt, I recommend getting that now before it's too late. So that is Right of Your Life shop. Social media, we're on Facebook, Instagram, now Twitter. We are ROYL Men, at ROYL Men, ROYLMIN. So you can find us over there, and we're going to hopefully launch that officially soon. We're on YouTube. We're going to get some content out there. Ryan and I are working on some devotional series that will go on there and try to make that as nice and professional as we can. That will take a lot of time with prepping the devotions themselves and studying God's Word for the content and then producing it. So our goal, hopefully, is to get it out in the fall or winter season. So if I had to guess, maybe September, October, November, maybe. But again, it's as the Lord leads and as we get the content and editing for that. So stay tuned for more announcements on that. That's kind of something we're working on now. But there's so much more that we can't wait to announce, but we just got to nail down some details, so stay tuned for that. But I think that wraps up this week's episode of the podcast. I just want to keep it short and sweet, mainly because I'm pretty sure you all are done hearing me talk, so I'm going to wrap this up now. But just wanted to give you details about this weekend's meetup and just talk SpiritSong a little bit with the lineup and all that. But I hope you all are doing well and hope you're having a great week. And we look forward to the days, weeks, months, years, and all that good stuff ahead of Right of Your Life Ministries, because the future is bright, because we have a Savior who's in control and is directing us and leading us how He wants us to. And we're so excited for what God has in store for Right of Your Life Ministries. So with that being said, thank you all again so much for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. And as we say here on the Right of Your Life podcast, we don't have an outro. So God bless and see you all. Peace.